Really enjoying this so far.
Yeah, no, this is the start to podcast 56. The only one to take down podcast 50.
You think so?
Well, it's Wonder Woman, it's E3, we have a guest, you have a new mic, we got this.
You can't put this at the beginning because now everyone's going to know what the rest of the episode's going to be.
Well, you don't have to put it in. We haven't even started.
Actually, never mind. I title it with everything we talk about.
Yeah, so it's a spoiler just to get there.
It literally doesn't matter. I feel a little funny holding the mic like that.
What else could you do?
Go out and buy a stand real quick.
Go ahead.
I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
All right, ready?
Do I have a stand? I think I have one for this, but that won't fit in there, will it?
Actually,
Because we have the...
it might because I have the...
That was just... We get each other. That's how that happens.
Wait, do you?
What?
It's not down here. Those are my stands. Do you have a stand like that somewhere?
Does this not come with...
Nah.
Oh, okay. Then no.
So you don't?
No, I don't.
All right. I'm just holding the mic.
There is no the.
There's no, like, contraption we can make? Like, connected to a steel beam?
It's not worth it.
Okay. What about the flagpole outside?
Welcome to episode number 56 of the Keep Up Podcast.
Where we wonder, why aren't we all women? As you can see, this is going to be a Wonder Woman themed episode.
That's great.
I just,
Thanks for kicking us off on the right foot.
it's the only way. Well, I'm lefty, so left foot. That's the way the meatball bounces, my friend.
Okay, if you're watching, you already know. If you're listening, you're going to hear a third voice.
Well, they probably heard the laugh already.
Right.
Or I have a very feminine laugh.
No, I'm saying that they heard it. I also don't know what your idea of a feminine laugh is.
I just did it. I did.
It's more like a tiny cartoon villain.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, see? It's devious and weird.
Like my face.
We have a guest.
Yes.
Hello, guest.
Hi.
Our timid guest is my wife, Rachel.
That's me.
Yeah, that's her. And she's here because... Why are you here, Rachel?
Well, because I am a connoisseur of Wonder Woman.
An expert
So
of
you
sorts.
eat Wonder Woman? Is
great.
that what we're going with?
Is that what that means?
Well, I mean, you consume it. Whether it be your eyes, your nose, your ears, your mouth.
That's what connoisseur
well,
means?
my eyes are involved, so.
Exactly. Well, I assume it is like getting yourself immersed into the world. To be a connoisseur, you do all spectrums of whatever that thing is.
An expert judge in matters of taste.
So you consume Wonder Woman.
Wonder Women?
Yeah, just all variations.
In matter... I don't know.
But people use it in the sense that she used
Yeah,
it in.
I meant it in jest.
Yes.
Right. Oh, okay.
Not so literally.
Oh.
So this is the first time we've had a guest in a while.
I thought you were going
And-
to say ever, and I was like, Brett.
No,
what about,
in a while.
What about all of
Let
our
me
other
finish.
fantastic guests we've
I
had?
wouldn't insult our guests like that. It's honestly messed up that you would think that's what I'm going to say.
Hey, Brett, I don't know. You're a loose cannon on the show.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, I mean, it should just be called Brett Madness Hour.
That's my other podcast.
Oh,
I'm gonna
okay.
start.
I like that one.
Number 56.
Number 56.
I'm leaning weird. Everyone should know that I'm holding a microphone instead of using our standard microphone on a stand because we need 3,
Right.
and this is difficult.
And you think 56 podcasts later, we would actually figure out how to have a third person on. But,
yeah, but we haven't had a guest in like 30 episodes.
well, that's going to change, Brett.
Is it?
Well, we got a guest right now.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. So I'm going to go right into stupid questions, I think. I feel like you both have questions about my questions. But I'm not going to let you ask those questions because my question's important. And
Okay.
You guys can go to bed. So
You're just going to ask.
Yeah, I'm
You're
just
going to
going-
field this all by yourself?
Yeah, I'm just going right in. Are you guys ready?
Yeah, I guess.
What do you guys think is the perfect murder weapon?
Well, I feel like that's super easy.
Go ahead. What is it?
Ladies first.
You said it was easy.
It is. I already know
No.
the answer.
I don't have one in my head yet.
But you gotta.
Well, sometimes I say mine first because then you have
That's
to
true.
think.
Gives
So,
me time to think.
well, since she has to think, you go. Or I can say mine. Mine's easy.
But mine's easy.
What makes it perfect? Just the most efficient, you're saying?
I think efficient, and also you could get away with it. Like it would be something that you
I
could
don't like the way she said. Look at me.
because she's been trying so many different ways with you, and nothing's worked so far.
She might get ideas during this segment.
Yeah, that's the idea. Give ideas.
That's like a
to
stupid
you
my
guys,
wife
too.
wants to kill me joke. I'm sorry.
Very stupid.
It's
See, she adds a little class to our podcast.
a little bit, yeah. So who's going first here?
I said you go first because she has to think, or I could say mine. But
Well,
you
I
go.
feel like this is the one everyone says, but an icicle.
that is a great
Icicle.
one.
Yeah, because
That
there's
just popped right into your head.
Well, that is
maybe that's weird, but I feel like
the only reason I know that is from Sherlock Holmes, that Sherlock Holmes game. But the idea is when you stab the person, it'll melt.
Evidence melts.
So then,
it's gone. No
but
evidence.
But
I
it would have
mean-
to be super sharp and thick for it to even penetrate anything.
Yeah, I mean, you could like stab someone in the eye or something.
I just picture it wouldn't be efficient if I had an icicle that I thought was sharp enough, and then I jab it at someone and it just does nothing.
it like snaps when you get it. It's like,
I'm just like, well,
Yeah, then it's real awkward.
but they've
Yeah.
also found a way.
that was a joke.
Yeah. God, you're so good.
But they found a way to detect that now. They can find water traces in your body to figure out what the weapon is. I mean, obviously there is no murder weapon at that point, so there's no evidence.
Yeah.
So it is very good,
Thank you.
but I don't think it's the best.
All right, what's the best? Do you?
Still want to think? I can throw mine out there.
The perfect murder weapon.
Darn, I don't know. I can't think of anything.
Interesting corner to paint our guest in.
Yeah, you know.
How would you kill someone?
Let me just hear it. So I'll throw out mine then and give you time to think.
Okay.
Food, easy. You could over.
Oh, what, like poison?
No, just give someone food over time. I think grandmothers are secretly trying to kill everyone in their family. Oh, because they just constantly give you food, and the more of it you eat, the higher your chance for heart diseases or diabetes or something that will kill you later in your life.
Slow death. Yeah.
So yeah, it's slow.
So slow.
Everyone has to do it, so it's like they can't avoid eating. But it's your grandmother, and you were raised right, so you can't be like, hey, I can't eat this.
So, I mean, are you saying anyone who's being hospitable and feeding you is taking
Trying to
part in
kill
their
you.
murder?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's their way to be like, oh, this is how I do it. I'm specifically thinking older people, because they're like, I've lived this long in life, and I need to kill people now, just to
Right.
just to have fun.
Yeah.
You know, because they've done it all at that point.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Like, some people are like, I can't wait to get older and travel and
Right.
maybe get a pet and, you know, that kind of thing. But
Right.
other people are like, it's time to kill.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't at this point.
Time
if I
to
go
feed
to
the children.
It's time to feed children. That's so scary.
that's
yeah, actually.
they go to
I guess
meetings.
That's
That's
like the witch that does that, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of similar.
what, like Hansel and Gretel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Time to feed the
That's
children.
that's what retirement homes are. That's where they all plan to murder, and then when people come to visit them, they're like, "Here, have some food."
That's what you think retirement homes
That's
are.
what I think, anyways. But it's food, slow,
Efficient.
No, yeah, exactly. It's just
And they eat the evidence.
yeah. There's no evidence because you're like, oh, it's a pie. How could a pie kill someone?
Right.
Unless it was poison, but then we're not talking about poison berry pie.
Nice.
Thanks. So it's food.
I disagree.
And
Rachel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just popped in my head.
Okay.
Okay.
I haven't played it out yet. If it's the most efficient. But an animal or insect that is poisonous that is in that area, that's not going to be like something.
So you're saying you can't
outsourced.
go to Africa, get like this
No,
this
it's
mosquito
got to be
filled with
something
a
that's
rare
already,
disease.
like we have brown recluse here in New Hampshire,
Spiders.
so you would have to find a brown recluse.
That's pretty smart.
That is pretty good.
actually.
So they die from natural causes in a sense because you can't link a spider back to a human.
The old nature murder.
Well, nature killed the beast, if that's how that's said.
Was it said by other people prior
I
to
mean,
you?
don't know if I've
I
heard that
said
one.
it, so
So
no,
technically,
that's
that is how that's said.
yeah, that's how it's said when I say it.
Right. Yeah.
That's good. I feel like there's something to catch the spider in the act, though.
Wait,
what?
There's
So you
got
have to see the murder for it to be.
I'm confused.
Wait.
There's something to catch the spider.
I mean, the spider, you would have to get it into a jar.
Right.
Yeah. So you could still get caught like loosing said spider. You're saying
Yeah, like I feel like there's a way to connect the spider back to the person.
you could also get caught trying to stab someone with an ice.
That is certainly.
Somebody could see that.
Yeah, they might. That
It's a
is very
whole thing
true.
that
Yeah,
has to
yeah.
take
And it
place.
also depends how personal you want to be. You know, if you want to see their eyes, or be at the
Okay.
distance.
My goodness.
Clearly, I'm a killer, is what I'm trying to say
Oh,
here.
the animal thing's pretty good.
I think so, Rachel. I think you got this.
Yes.
She beat a stupid question.
You can beat them?
Well, I mean, you haven't.
I didn't know it was like a game. Rich, what's the opposite of running?
Standing still.
Interesting.
She didn't think, like, she didn't stop herself and think, what are the other ones? She just
Right.
said what she thought.
Yeah.
That's impressive. So you don't think it's walking?
No.
This is a big discussion
Because
we
the
had.
opposite of moving is not moving.
But if you're moving... Oh,
I
wait.
think that's what I ended up going with.
I don't want to rehash the whole conversation,
can't.
but
We we got to hit our guests with that. and
that
see what
every
they say.
single time. That is like a keep-up staple. at
That
this
one
point.
went on for a really long time
Yeah.
when we first discussed it.
It blows my mind still.
This-
There's still no answer.
This mic makes me lean funny on this chair.
Lean back.
You're just being casual.
I'm just kidding.
You look overly casual at this
Cash.
I'm just
point.
hanging out. No big deal.
Hey.
Are we done with questions?
Yeah, I just had that one.
So ice, spiders, and food.
Yes.
That's horrifying.
The perfect birthday party.
I think we need a new logo.
What?
Will it be ice eating food while riding a spider?
It is now. Actually, we have a brand new logo.
Yeah,
We don't need a new
it's
logo.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You think people have seen it yet?
No.
Our new logo was by Luke Stoughton. Shout out.
Shout
Thanks. Thanks, man. No shout-ins, Tim. We're not going to have this conversation
in.
again.
What? You can shout in.
We are inside.
That's true.
Yeah.
So interior shout-out.
Okay.
Movies?
Movies. Let's go to movies.
Ooh, let's go to the movies.
I'm still getting used to this, like, having three people here at once.
Yes.
I don't know where to look.
I don't feel offended if you don't look at me.
It's going to depend a lot on who's talking.
So I'll just never
that
talk.
makes sense, Brett. Great. Now we're both gonna talk.
We just broke you.
I don't have it all figured out. All right, movies. Do we have more than one movie to discuss?
Not necessarily a movie, but
I have to do this first.
yes.
There was a movie I was supposed to watch this week, and I didn't get to it.
What movie?
Unsigned.
Oh, I totally spaced on
I
that
know.
too.
Edward, I'm sorry.
Next
We're
week.
sorry. We're going to watch it.
Next
Yes,
week.
Next week.
Next week.
For sure.
So
For sure.
yes, absolutely.
But I had to
I'm
mention
sorry.
that because I said last week I was going to watch it.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it.
Terrible.
Rachel, remember the movie I didn't watch this week?
I do not.
See?
See?
It's real.
It was that unwatched.
Yeah. That's
Wow.
how much I didn't watch it. This
Uh,
week, we're going to watch it.
Yeah. We'll talk about it next week.
Okay.
Also,
Yeah.
little downer.
Oh.
Adam West passed away.
Oh,
Very depressing.
man. That is a bummer. Leukemia, I believe
yes.
it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always depressing to read, like, when they say they die, like, no peacefully after. Like, a lot of times they're, like, died peacefully. And in this situation, the article I read didn't say peacefully, so that is, in a sense, uncomfortable because I'm like, I hope it was peacefully and they
Oh,
just didn't put
interesting.
it. But
I
I've
don't think
noticed
I've ever
that,
paid
like,
attention to that.
Me neither. You just,
just with various deaths I've seen, like, they say, like,
because sometimes they do put peacefully.
right.
So in your mind, if they don't,
It's like, what really, yeah, like, how bad was it? But
I've never thought of it like that.
I'm sorry, I just put that thought into everyone's
Yeah.
head.
Now, every article you read that doesn't end with died peacefully, I just turned my mic off for
Nice.
a minute. This one has buttons. The other ones don't
Yeah,
have buttons.
you don't have to worry about these. These are childproof.
So now if it doesn't say died peacefully, it just says died.
Yes.
You gotta assume it was awful.
Well, sometimes they say what they died of
That's
too.
true.
So
I guess I don't have to go complete extreme opposite
Yeah.
to assume it was awful.
that's true. But what was weird is he was going to Comic-Con, Boston Comic-Con.
Oh, that's right.
And so I really wanted to get an autograph from him. And I kept checking, and they continuously said TBA, to be announced. And everybody else had dates when they were showing up and everything. So when I saw that, I was like, man, I hope he's okay. So it's unfortunate because, as many people know, it's funny, he's been in so many different things, so not everybody knows him as Batman.
Right.
Some people know him as Catman from Fairly Odd Parents or Mayor Adam West from Family Guy, you know? So it's funny that so many people have experienced this guy in so many different ways, but he's always just Adam West, such a definitive voice, and I don't know, it's funny because I've seen or listened to him as I grew up throughout my life, because he's been in a lot of things that I've watched growing up, so it was upsetting because it came out of nowhere too. There was no sign for it or anything. So
well, yeah. I mean, what's weird to me is so all the times you were seeing TBA, now that he's passed, you can now put context to all the time that they didn't say he's gonna be there.
Right.
That's always so weird to me. Did we talk last week or anytime recently about Zack Snyder and what's been going on with him?
No, I don't know if we talked about it on the podcast. I know you and I talked about it.
Yeah, it's a similarly sad situation where he's been working really hard on all the DCU stuff, and then he recently dropped out of directing Justice League because of his daughter's suicide, which took place I think it was last year sometime. It was a while ago.
Yeah, it was such a big difference,
time-wise.
Right.
And what I had read was that he was trying to work his mind off of it, and he thought it would be better to be working.
Which some people, that's just how they do it,
But he got to a point where it was I can't, I just need to go be with my family. And it's weird as outsiders, as the general public, to put context to what people were going through while they were working, or the fact that we were waiting to hear about Adam West, and the whole time he was probably just really sick.
Right.
And it's it's sad.
Yeah, it is really sad. And it's funny, the night before he died, I watched, of course, the original Batman.
Did you?
Yeah, it was just on Netflix, and I popped it up.
It's on Netflix?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the old Batmans?
I think so.
Batman 66?
Yeah, it's so goofy. That's the one where he has the shark repellent and stuff.
Yes. Oh, it's amazing.
It's so
And the
so
bomb.
good. Yes, and the bomb where he can't find a place to put it.
Some days, can't get rid of the bomb. It's so good.
Anyways, that was a bit depressing, but
Yeah.
we'll move on to a new DC character.
Yes.
Rest in peace, Adam West. But
Yes.
let's go
To
the movie.
I don't know if you should say rest in peace someone and then say but and then something else. I don't know if that's the best way to do that.
So, rest in peace. Now let's go somewhere else.
Yeah, maybe now is a good
Let him rest, and now we'll move ahead.
But implies we have more important.
But hold on, we gotta jump somewhere else.
Yeah. Rachel, what's your history with Wonder Woman?
Never met her personally.
That's why are you here? That's why I thought we had you here.
That was the whole reason. And are you secretly her by any chance?
I feel like I am.
Okay. When she has that kind of inspiration to
Yeah.
put into
Yeah.
people, it's
Right.
great.
Yeah.
Mhm.
As a teenager, I got super into her, and my friend was super into Catwoman. So we bought encyclopedias of these characters that we wanted to know everything about, and just read up on her a lot and made silly costumes.
Or excellent costume.
And yeah, I just really relate with what she's all about. So.
Yeah. So how long have you been waiting for a legitimate Wonder Woman movie?
Oh goodness, forever.
Yeah.
Forever, yeah, because there were so many times where it seemed like something was going to come out and it didn't. So
I know.
It just felt like a long time because of that.
Yeah. I got to the point where I didn't think they would ever be able to properly cast her.
Yeah, that's what
That's
I was
very
nervous
true.
about.
And then the animated one came out, and that was the jam.
That was so good.
We rewatched some of it. the other night. We
So you
totally-
fell asleep.
Yeah. But we've seen that one a lot. We rewatched that one a lot.
Mhm.
But it was so good, and that held us over for a while.
Yeah.
That one was really, really good. That was
Yeah.
one of the first DC animated ones I saw, I think.
Yeah. Well, I mean, one you saw as opposed to one of the first ever.
Yeah, that I saw.
Right. So
Why aren't you listening to my full sentences?
I am. I was going to bounce off and say maybe one of the earliest, but then you said you saw, so that whole spectrum's gone. Because you could watch any movie first, and that'll be your first one.
You guys have totally lost me. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Anyways,
also a little bit lost.
it's okay. I found myself.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
I'm rethinking now how I asked Rachel how long she's been waiting for a Wonder Woman movie, and it's the same length as everyone.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Well,
That's very true. I don't know how many years it is.
Right.
But
if you have no interest in Wonder Woman, you haven't been
you weren't waiting.
We've
Right.
already established that
That's
she.
true.
But she's probably waiting
No,
longer
yeah.
than either of us.
True.
I would think.
Oh yeah, probably actually.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
I guess that's possible.
Hey, thanks for
'Cause if you
validating my
didn't
question.
I have
care
poison
about Wonder
ivy.
Woman.
By the way, if you notice, I'm red and look like a
Itchy.
itchy.
I see it now.
Yeah, well, because this is all the calamine.
Califragilistic.
Yeah, that lotion that you're supposed to put on, and it looks like
Cala.
it's a
I still don't know what you're trying to say. Aloe?
no calamine. I think?
Calamari?
No. Calamine. I don't know. It's upstairs. I can go run and get it.
Not necessarily.
But it looks like
Nah, it's
but
alright.
I can put some audio if you want. It looks like cover up in a sense. It's like the same color as your skin. So when you put it on, but then when it dries up, it looks awful.
Yeah, it's not the same color as your skin.
No, I know when you put it on, it is, and then when it dries up, it looks just like flowery.
Because they want to warn people that you have a skin
Yes, so
problem.
they're like,
It's like a highlighter.
Beware.
just stay away from this guy. Yeah, when
it's
I went
a caution sign.
I felt bad when I went to the movies yesterday because I was like, here, have my poison ivy money as I handed it to the guys.
Did you like rub your arms with the dollar bill first?
He did it after.
No.
So
Speaking of the movies.
yes,
Who should start? I don't even know where to start.
I think we should start right off with the director
Because
because
you have it pulled up.
I have it pulled
IMDb.
up. But what's so interesting about her is she hasn't really directed anything before this movie.
Rachel said the other day that she specifically wants to be known as a woman director.
No, opposite of that.
Oh.
She wants to be known as a man director.
Okay, maybe not opposite.
She just wants to be a director.
Yeah,
doesn't want to.
yeah.
See, yeah, and I wasn't going to point that out. I just want to point out her history
Yeah.
for like any
That's cool.
director.
No, I just wanted to stop on that real quick because we
Right.
had this conversation the other day, and I hadn't read that at all. I mean, I guess it kind of goes without saying, but there's going to be all this focus on it's a female director,
Right,
all
and
that
there's
stuff.
Right.
there's no reason for it. Like
Yeah,
it's
right.
it's a director's a director. So I knew when I brought it up there we might talk about this anyways. But I just want to talk about what she directed, and like I said, it's not much. What? What?
I just decided to look awkwardly and
Yeah.
then see if it would stop you.
It
was
did.
an experiment.
And it did.
All right, carry on.
Anyways,
Yeah, what did she direct? Name?
her name is Patty Jenkins. How average.
Patty Jenkins. That's messed
Wow.
up.
No, that's not. I'm so mad.
Let me translate for Tim. That just meant, wow, I can pronounce it.
Yes, exactly. I'm so well because every time we pull up someone, they're like
Yeah.
Gal Gadot.
The great Gal Gadot.
Gal Gadot. But anyways, yeah, she directed a few episodes of Arrested Development, a few episodes of Entourage.
Never really got into Entourage.
No,
I loved Arrested
a
Development.
TV movie called Five, but that was with 5 other directors as well. Just like nothing. Just
So mostly TV.
yeah, TV movies and stuff. So it's just super impressive that she would
Yeah.
get this high quality of a movie, like this big of a franchise being Wonder Woman. Just they're like, here you go, good luck.
Yeah.
So and what she did was amazing. The movie was excellent in all regards.
It didn't suck.
But that, I just want to point that out because she was very, very it impressed me that
Yeah.
that's something I could do.
Yeah.
Like I've directed nothing. Let me go direct Avengers 4.
Well, it's like it happened with Deadpool too, right? Was it Tim Miller?
Yes.
I want to say. All he had done prior to Deadpool was like visual effects. Like he worked in the background on like Scott Pilgrim and stuff like that. And then Deadpool was massive.
Right, and it was the same thing. Yeah, visual effects. Yeah,
It's
not
Tim
much.
Miller, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing he directed before that was Rockfish, and that was a 9-minute animated short.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So-
And then he did a full feature Marvel film.
Yeah.
And killed it.
That Deadpool?
What are you looking at?
Sorry, Deadpool the web series. I thought it was the animated show.
Oh, yeah.
I thought they
not
had
yet.
cover for it. But
So Patty Jenkins
Yes.
directed Wonder Woman starring Gal Gadot. I believe that's what I'm going with.
I'm going to let you do that because I'm not even going to try to pronounce
I know for sure it's not Gal Gadot.
it. Yep, that is A good guess.
Yeah, I just because when you say it, you know that's not right.
Yep. Also,
can't
Chris
be.
Pine, the
Chris
most
Pine.
beautiful man ever.
He is lovely.
Above average, if you will.
I think
You need
no,
some notes.
I got him on my phone.
Your
Thanks.
phone's
Dad.
upside down.
That's true because I'm not using it.
Yep.
I got it all.
Okay. No, I'm trusting you. Yeah. So we were talking about Chris Pine.
We were talking about Chris Pine.
Yes.
Which you know what was interesting in the marketing of Wonder Woman is you barely saw Chris Pine. Like you saw him in the trailer.
Yeah.
But there was no even like press and stuff like that. It was all Gall doing all the interviews, all the late night stuff. It wasn't Chris Pine at all, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
Because you don't see that a lot with like Chris Pine's A-list.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean? So like, I can't think of another time that's happened as much, really.
Yeah, I mean, with certain movies, they like to push other actors, like with The Mummy. You know, you saw a bunch with Tom Cruise.
Yes.
Didn't see Russell Crowe like ever.
That's
anywhere.
true, I guess, huh?
But he's totally in it and an A-list actor, so it
Yeah.
happens. I think.
Yeah. I don't know, it stood out
if
to
they're
me.
a supporting role. You know.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It stood out to me in this one so much, which I think is, I mean, it makes a lot of sense because she's still relatively new.
Yeah.
You know, as far as being like a mainstream actress,
Mm-hmm.
she was obviously like the bright spot in Batman vs Superman.
Yep.
Even people who didn't like that movie loved Wonder Woman. in
Yeah,
it.
unanimous. Everyone's like, she kicked butt.
Yeah. Did you see Suicide Squad,
No.
Rachel? You
I
did.
didn't.
Well, she wasn't in it, so it doesn't matter.
No, I was just curious because this is now the third installment in the DCU.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yeah.
Fourth,
Fourth?
Man of Steel.
I always forget about Man of Steel because I like didn't see that. That movie came out
Feels
so
like,
long.
Yeah, forever ago.
Yeah.
That one I think was 2013. I want to say.
And then,
I thought you were gonna say 20 years ago.
So-
Yeah.
Like, I don't know about that.
Almost there.
yeah, like that's crazy to me. That. And then Batman vs Superman was last year.
Suicide Squad was last year. Batman vs Superman year before, right? Or did they come out in the same
No.
year?
I think they came out the same year.
That's weird.
I'm pretty positive. I can look it up in a minute, or you can do it now.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I just it feels like DC was on like a really rough run, and everyone was kind of waiting for.
Yeah, both 2016.
Yeah. Okay. So 3 years. I guess.
Actually, that's not a lot.
I guess that's not. Maybe we're spoiled by Marvel stuff coming out like
Yeah.
3 times a year, but
Yeah.
it feels like Man of Steel was so long ago.
Yeah, and that was it's definitely a big gap between Man of Steel and Batman vs Superman.
Yeah. Yeah. So people were really holding out for Wonder Woman to like carry the DCU into the next
Yeah.
the next phase.
Yeah.
Rachel, reactions to Wonder Woman. You've been waiting since you were born to see a
This
Wonder
is your
Woman.
moment.
I loved it. It was really good.
Yeah.
It was what I was hoping for. I think Gall did an amazing job, and I think they stayed pretty true to her story.
Yeah.
I haven't checked like every detail on that, but I think they did, and I really think that they kept her as the highlight. You know, they didn't switch focus or anything, and
Yeah.
I really liked that.
Yeah.
I think it was needed. So
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it was really the whole thing felt like I don't know, there was just something so gratifying about that movie from like beginning to end.
Absolutely. It in a sense it felt like hold on, choking
Whoa.
on life.
That was so many throat
It was
clearings.
there. It didn't
It was
come out. Rule. That
I
was
can't do that. Why can you do that?
the tongue roll. He just spits everywhere.
Oh
It felt like a more anticipated Thor. Like
gosh.
Yeah, real quick, are we going spoilers or no? Let's
I was
try.
wondering that myself.
Yeah, let's try to not go spoilers.
yeah, we'll try
It's
to
still so new.
Yeah, and we've been
Yeah.
we've been trying to like steer away from spoilers in general, which I think we can do. But the movie in general, I think totally had a feel of Thor and Captain America.
Yes.
Like I felt like it was a
Yeah.
mix between those two.
Yeah, absolutely.
And similarly to Thor, which we've talked about before, and you and I have talked about it before too, the success of taking something that's so like fantastical in nature and making it feel legitimate
Yeah.
is like
Yeah,
Like,
because
how do
it
you-
doesn't feel like a sci-fi movie or
yeah,
anything.
it doesn't feel like
Yeah.
super goofy or like I don't know.
Yeah, and it's funny because the characters in the world obviously treated as goofy because it's both a mixture of the mythology and the real world.
Right.
But it's always funny to see how they react to when things actually start going mythological, start going all that like mystical.
Oh,
way.
right. Like you're saying the characters who are like
in the world react as we would react if
to
that,
like Themyscira.
and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
it's always funny to see that reveal in the movies.
Right.
And this movie, did a great job with that too.
How do you guys feel about the whole? The whole thing is a World War I backdrop. Like the movie essentially is like.
I think it's cool because they didn't do World War II. I'm
right.
Yeah, I think it's
agree.
a better choice to do World War I just because the times are completely different comparatively, and just different weapons, different like things going on in the world. Like it makes more sense to do a World War I than it does World War II.
Mm-hmm.
Just because like also where women stand in World War I as opposed to World War II.
Oh, okay,
because
interesting.
there's more. Women are more in the back seat, like stay home, don't do any of this. So it's cool to see how she reacts to a world like that, as opposed to being in World War II where women have more freedom. They like actually help in the war and all that stuff. So smart choice to do it.
Yeah. Thoughts on that? As a woman.
I don't know much about World War One, so
but
I
like
don't
in
have too many
general,
comments on that,
Would you
but-
prefer it in a different time? Like, would you think, like, if your first Wonder Woman movie, would you want it modern day? Would you want it in the 80s, like the show
No.
or whatever?
just Linda Carter. It's just an episode of
Yeah,
Wonder Woman.
No, I think it was awesome just how it was. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like war movies in general?
I've seen a lot of them. I do appreciate them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I realized in recent years that I love them. And like I wouldn't have said it like, I don't know, 5-10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But the more I see, I always come away like that was so intense.
It's totally its own genre too. Like
Yeah,
a war
for sure.
movie always has that like I don't know, this awesome action, a feeling of dread. Like it's is there a bug?
There's a booch.
Oh, but this did a great job of feeling like a war movie.
Yeah, and I felt like it paid a lot of attention to like the intensity of war, like when she's walking around and she's kind of seeing like what is happening.
Right, there's
and-
just like madness all around her.
yeah, and they like took the time to sit with that. And
Yeah.
it was pretty heavy at moments.
Mm-hmm.
So good. I'm like, I want to go see it again really badly.
Yeah.
I know. I kind of wish it was a little fresher in my mind right now.
Yeah,
Mm.
I know. I feel like there's a lot to take in general. How did you guys feel about? Oh, that's kind of spoilery.
The villain? Is that what you're gonna say?
I guess. Yeah. Let's say how they handled the villain because even between, I'm kind of on eggshells.
Well,
here.
a lot of people know that the villain of the movie is Ares,
Yeah.
God of War.
Mhm.
And they also throw in another villain, a more realistic villain,
Yeah,
a Nazi, if you will.
So
But
it's the Nazis.
if you will. I know. It always is.
it makes it so gratifying when she punches a Nazi, though.
Oh, yeah.
Like, as opposed to anybody else she would punch. I'm like, a Nazi, if she has to punch anything, I'm glad it's a Nazi.
Yeah.
But it's the villain, Ares, pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I my only exposure to him is from Injustice, the video game.
Okay.
And I don't know anything else about him other than that. So they made him look awesome.
Well, he's in
know?
the animated one too.
He's,
Oh yeah, you're
I
right.
think he's a little
Duh.
cooler in the animated one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a particular reason that I won't mention because it.
But I
kinda
agree with
gives
you.
Something away.
There's no reason for that.
I agree.
For that, it should
I
just
agree.
be nothing. You
Yeah.
know?
What?
Should just be a black hole, is what I'm saying.
Yes.
Yes, that
You
I
following
don't.
that at all?
No.
Yeah. All right. I bet nobody else is. So.
Unless you've seen it, then maybe you get a feeling. But
So effects and action,
I think spectacular. There were a few that looked a little
rubbery.
rubbery. That's the way. Like
Yeah.
she's moving fast, but it like the Flash in the like
Sure.
TV
Yeah.
animated style.
Yeah, she's like hopping around at one point. It just looks a little fake.
Yeah.
But
but
not too much. It was just a couple
Yeah.
little
Yeah.
spots.
The slow motion action scenes.
Those are always
amazing
good.
when she's jumping between the buildings. Like,
Oh yeah.
oh my god!
Yeah.
Whoever choreographed the fights, thumbs up.
Yeah.
Nice freaking job.
Yeah. There were a lot of like, Oh, that's really interesting. Like her fighting style. Were you, as like a huge fan, how did you feel about watching her fight? Like, were there any moments where you were like, I don't know if Wonder Woman would do that, or were you like, no, that's how that works?
Yeah, I think it was pretty on point because she fought like a warrior, like
Yeah.
you know, the way that her elders did. You know,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love the moments where there's, again, I don't want to give too many things away,
Yeah,
but
I
just
know,
like
it's hard.
there's one moment, there's a lot of interaction with her. Is that an alarm, Tim?
It's for the PlayStation press conference.
Is it happening right now?
It's happening right now.
You said it was at 5.
It is, but there's something I had to do. Keep talking.
What
Vamp.
do you have to do? Vamp.
There's a thing I gotta do.
Yeah, whatever. All her, the choreography with her sword and her shield was like the way that she utilized them.
Anytime
Yeah.
she hit someone with the shield, I was
It's
like,
the greatest
best
thing
day of my
ever.
life.
I don't know why. It's just so amazing.
It was just so brutal. Like when
Yeah.
Captain America hits anybody with his shield, you know, it's just like something so dense and
Yeah.
thick about a shield, you know?
Yeah.
I personally loved her armbands. Like I love the way that she used
Yeah.
those.
Yeah,
I
when
found
she
that to
first
be really-
when she first used them, like the very first time, that was awesome. Like the
Yeah.
particle effect and everything when she
Yeah.
Oh,
when she
yeah, yeah.
blocked, it was really cool.
So, okay, there were some like powers introduced in this movie. Like Wonder Woman in this movie, like in this universe, is she's like Superman level power. Like,
Yeah, no, I agree with you. She is like a god. She might even be stronger than Superman because
Well,
Superman's an alien and she's a god, right?
yeah, that's what's.
but like she could die very easily if she just got shot with a bullet.
Oh, that's
Superman
true. Because
can't.
well,
Yeah.
I might have just
know.
spoiled something by accident, anyways.
I was trying to just keep going, but well,
could-
no, because
But I mean, her
That's
lore,
kind of why
anyways.
she's
Right.
deflecting them.
that's true.
But I mean, who
She
would
can't
want?
just take
That's
it.
a good point. She's not.
Well,
just like,
Superman just walks right through.
That's
him,
very
like-
true.
or
so
flies through.
okay,
him.
so then,
But also, none of the Amazonians are gods, so
Right.
they'll die in one shot. But she, I would think, would take more shot.
don't
Maybe
know.
not. I don't know.
I don't
What
know.
about
That's
her mom though? I don't want to give too much away,
well.
but she's
I think people.
considered a god.
I don't think so.
I don't.
Some of that stuff gets confusing to me. 'cause
Right.
Some of their names are just super Greek, but I don't know. If they're gods or goddesses.
Hippolyta is her mom.
Yeah, right.
But I don't think she is a god.
No,
I don't
I
want
don't.
to.
I don't. I don't
want to
believe
give
so.
away too much.
Well, we can talk about like comic lore too. Like,
And that's the thing
Yeah,
that
yeah.
I'm not really privy to. I don't know the original origin. I knew was from the movie where she's formed out of sand and then Zeus.
Clay.
Oh yeah, my bad. Clay.
out of
Clay.
sand. Oh my God,
She's
Brett.
a
I mean,
sand
you know.
baby. They form her out of clay, and then
Ugh.
Zeus gives her life,
Mm-hmm.
and that's like what I've kind of held in my brain.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they do a similar thing in the movie, but it's like maybe it's different.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So from that, it was just. Well, I guess even in that though, is it implied that like because her life comes from Zeus, that she's got god blood?
I don't think it was implied.
No.
No, I mean,
No.
I could see where you get it from, like where you can take it.
Because
from
even
that.
in the animated one, she's just so strong.
Right.
You know, like the things that she fights gods. She's like, you know, insanely
Yeah, I mean
resilient.
the Amazonians are strong. I mean
Right.
that's kind of their.
Yeah.
So she didn't seem out of place amongst them, anyways.
Uh-huh. Yeah, no, for sure. It was just I was thinking about it watching the movie because I don't really have any qualms with it, but you know, you kind of got to keep in mind in some of these movies, they do it in some of the Marvel ones too, where it's not going to be exactly like they're building their own worlds. You know what I mean?
right, so it doesn't have to follow like every specific
Yeah.
detail.
So my reaction is never like, oh, Wonder Woman can't do that. It's
Right.
like, oh, Wonder Woman can do that.
That's
you know,
cool.
Like, I didn't know. There were a couple of things she did. One in particular near the end where she does a certain thing. And I was like, I don't think I've ever seen her do that. But I guess you're just kind of learning what she's capable of. Even in Batman vs. Superman, I mean, she's shown to be extremely fast. And I guess she flies.
She does
That-
traditionally, but in this movie, no.
That I've actually always found kind of bizarre about
Yeah.
her character because she has, you know, an invisible jet. And
Oh,
so
that's
it's why do
true.
you have a jet if you
Yeah.
can fly? So then it always seemed more like she was just jumping really far and
Yeah,
high, not
right.
that she could fly. She didn't fly in this movie.
No.
She
She
definitely
just
jumped
jumped a
real
lot.
far. I wonder if they'll throw in the invisible jet.
Yeah.
It might have been in this movie. How would you know?
Very clever.
That's very true.
That's an Easter. We should try to like.
Would you
put
say
it-
that's an Easter?
I was gonna say it's like an Easter egg. Like we should put it.
When there's like a big sprawling shot somewhere,
Someone
and
just
be like,
walks into it in the background.
I wonder if that's in there.
that would be so incredible.
We should
You
just
just see a
find.
guy fall over.
It's like, what is that guy doing?
We should just find any screenshot and put it online and be like
The big
Easter
red
egg,
circle.
invisible- Yeah, just a big red circle around.
You won't
nothing.
believe what
Start
we
a whole
found.
Conspiracy about
That'd be
it.
so good.
That's great.
That is great. Oh man.
But yeah, she does fly in the Justice League cartoon.
Yeah.
Does she fly in the animated movie, or does she just jump around?
I can't remember at the moment.
I don't think she really.
I think at the
flies.
The Jets in
End
the
of the
movie.
movie, doesn't she like fly to fight a bunch of little like demon things?
No, she grabs things and like rides them.
Oh, okay.
Or like forces them to take her into the sky, and then
It's like,
Can't
let's
even
go.
remember that.
all
I
can-
remember
seen it,
bits and
yeah.
pieces. The last time I saw it was like
All I can think
5
of
years
is
ago,
how
but-
everyone ends up in bits and pieces in that movie.
Yeah,
Oh,
seriously.
yeah.
So many beheadings
Yeah.
and.
Yeah, the
So
animated one.
brutal.
Holy crap! Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Um,
I know we should probably clarify we're talking about the animated.
Yeah,
I was
sorry.
thinking about it for a
one,
second.
not
I'm
the-
like, I don't remember a beheading in the movie.
Not in one. Yeah, right. My bad. I was in the animated one for a minute
Yeah.
because you had asked if she flies in the animated
Right,
one.
right.
Anyways, my point is, I
Mhm.
feel like we're still seeing, or we learned in this movie, like just how powerful she is.
Yep.
And with the wristband thing, which that's early on in the film, they kind of show her. She has like this pulse, like when she
Mhm.
puts her armbands together, and
Yeah.
like it's kind of this like will thing that some.
I know you hate that so much.
I don't like. I don't
Like you
always.
don't know what the power is specifically, but
yes,
it's
but
just
it's like a.
something-
Ugh!
Right, like you have to believe in yourself harder to actually use
Mad me now is
it.
strong.
We've talked about it numerous times on the podcast. It
I'm a
drives
little
them
nervous
nuts.
what might happen to you if
So-
you discover that.
Like, well, sometimes I'll be brief because we have discussed it before,
Mhm.
but for the sake of our guest,
Yes.
my thing, my thing is sometimes I can buy it, but it
Mhm.
has to be framed properly. Where when a character is like defeated, and all they do to overcome the situation
Mhm.
is like harder.
Well, because they were strong enough to begin with.
But sometimes, right. So sometimes I get it for
Mhm.
sure. But there's this one Superman story that I always think of, and it was one that I read with Superman and Brainiac.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so annoying because the stakes are so high throughout the whole thing, and like
Mhm.
Brainiac is just too strong, too clever for Superman. And literally like a page before it ends, this whole time you're like, man, it's just so intense. There's like some exposition and Superman thinking about something.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next page is like, no, I can't be defeated. And then he overcomes everything and defeats Brainiac.
Because he could do it all
Power
along, but
of
he
will, yeah.
he doubted himself throughout the whole thing. Every time he lost.
I don't love it, is all I'm saying. I don't love it. But I didn't have any qualms with any of that kind of stuff in Wonder Woman. And what I'm
Wonder Woman.
Vom, 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 vom. The thing that I'm referencing now is when she's even like discovering her powers.
Mhm. Speaking of discovering her powers,
Yes, Tim.
the music, the Wonder Woman theme, we've talked about it
is
numerous
so
times.
Good.
I want that for anything I do in life.
Yeah.
If I open a door,
do Oh, he's got it.
Well, that was way better
yeah.
than mine.
I heard a cat all of a sudden.
but that is like, it's
Can
so.
you do it again? I'm impressed.
No, I'm gonna squeak again.
Pretend you just opened the fridge and it was full of chicken nuggets.
What?
I can't. Now that you put me on the spot, it's like, no, I'm gonna
Mac and
squeak.
Cheetos. It's full of mac and Cheetos.
Sounds like a murder track.
A murder's track?
A murder strack.
A murder strack.
A rack of murders.
All right, carry on.
But yeah, it's such a beautiful guitar riff. Like it for some reason.
That word is riff.
Oh, what did I say? Rift.
You
Yeah.
definitely
Like a
threw T
rift
there.
in a
And you're not
tie.
the only one who does it. I just wanted to let you
You
know.
are not gonna find it on Spotify.
I'm gonna find it.
I don't believe in you.
Carry on. Keep talking.
My
Don't sell me
wayward.
out like this. You
Okay.
jerk. Gosh.
I feel like that has always been the Wonder Woman theme. Like it sounds like it has throughout time been that theme, which is weird because it's just for the movie.
Yeah.
But for some reason, if I hear that, I think of Wonder Woman, which is good. I mean, I guess that's the point.
It's
the point
super
of it.
intense, dude. The first time she shows up in
And,
Batman
oh
vs
my
Superman
God.
and that plays. Do you remember? She shows up during battle and just that song plays and you're like,
Goosebumps.
oh my god, this is it. It's so great.
Yeah, but just overall, the movie was spectacular. It
Rupert Gregson Williams.
who composed?
Mhm.
Nice.
Yep.
Thanks, Rupert.
Good job.
Roops.
I was
Calling
just
him
gonna
Roops.
say that.
But
If we said Roops at the same time,
that's
that would
weird.
have been the
Oh,
greatest
gosh.
moment of my life. One time, me and Rachel said Roops.
Good old Roops.
Rachel and I.
Rachel and
Don't worry
me.
about it.
Okay, sorry.
Me and Rachel.
Me and Roops.
Good old Roopsy.
Roops and I. Who's the other? Who did I nickname Riddles?
Tom.
Ridley Scott.
Good old Riddles.
Oh man.
Uh,
So what are you wrapping up over there?
I mean, you guys have anything else to
I
talk
don't know, I
about?
just want to talk about it forever.
I know.
What about the fact that just having
A
on
woman
the
in
real
a movie?
Yes, having finally you talk about it.
I was wondering if you were gonna forget this.
No, this
Okay.
is I didn't know. I feel like it's how we should end it because we talked
Yeah.
about the movie. Everyone feels
Yeah.
great about the movie, right?
Yeah.
Woo.
I feel so good about the movie.
I give it a double thumbs up.
Yes, you
I
do.
was nervous there for a second.
Yeah, I know. I could have gone anyway.
And honestly, just quickly, I think we mentioned it, but Gala, seriously, she is Wonder Woman.
Oh, yeah,
she's
absolutely.
amazing.
Yeah.
I was a little hesitant because of her, as racist as it sounds, her foreignness, because I feel like,
That's good though.
what do you mean? It's good that I'm racist?
No, that part's bad. We
Definitely
need
not.
to, we
I'm
need
not. I'm not racist.
we need to work on that.
Yeah.
But the fact that she's Israeli, I think, is
Right.
good for the character.
I think it's great. I was, like I said, hesitant because I was like, in my mind, anyways, Wonder Woman is American at all,
but she's not.
she's
I know
not.
she
Yeah.
isn't. That's the
Yeah.
thing.
Oh.
That's kind of what's always in my brain, though, that she is like that, and it's stupid. I shouldn't think
She's
like that.
she's like a Thor, where he
Yeah.
stands for our world, but he's
Right.
not from.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was hesitant about her, but she nailed it. She was
Yeah.
excellent, and
I think her accent.
it added so much more.
Yeah,
it made her
sounded
sound
exotic. You
Right,
know, it
right.
didn't when I listened to her talk, I don't think Israeli actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Plus, they did a good job of making all the Amazonians sound similar.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
I
it wasn't
noticed that too.
just
Yeah.
her, because then it would be like, why does she talk?
I know.
like
Why
that?
did she? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's what kept me hesitant, but I'm really glad
Mm-hmm.
throughout the whole movie it got me adjusted, and I was like, oh, she's perfect.
Yeah, and I
she's
love
great.
as an actress too. Not just it wasn't like she just fit the mold, which she does, I think, perfectly.
Yeah.
But as an actress, her coming to America, all that stuff was.
She's very believable.
Yeah, super.
Oh man,
believable.
the part when she has ice cream for the first time, I thought
That
that
was so cute.
It was exactly. It was cute. It was just a neat little scene that they threw
Yeah.
in there, and I'm like, that's amazing.
I guess that's a reference to a particular comic story arc, but I don't know which one. But I was listening to another podcast, and they were talking about how that's like a page out of a book.
That's cool when they do that.
Yeah. So let's talk about the fact that we finally have a superhero movie starring a woman, and
Yeah.
she's the lead. And
Yeah.
I mean, we've had other ones.
I was just gonna say it's technically not like the first. For a
I
lot of
know.
people, it feels like it is.
it does
which is
feel,
funny.
yeah.
right because they
I was-
threw Catwoman, Elektra, all those other ones
Yeah.
into the toilet.
And
They're
yeah,
like,
a
forget
bunch of
about
them
it.
weren't good. And then, I mean, outside of the superhero realm, there's been a
Mm-hmm.
lot of female leads that are
Right.
really awesome. Like I was thinking about Lara Croft today,
Mm-hmm.
and so there's been other badass women
Yeah,
that
yeah.
have been the leads, but people did make a really big deal about this
Yeah, I
film.
guess that's
Yeah.
the thing.
And I think part of that too has a lot to do with the time that we're in right now
Yeah.
in our culture. What's happening in the social realm of things is
Mm-hmm.
it's really highlighted about women's rights and all of that's coming up again. So I think that's another reason why it's a big deal right now.
Yeah, timing has a lot to do with it. for
exactly.
sure.
But there was definitely something you can't even really put into words, but there's just something about the film that it carried creatively
Mm-hmm.
that was just very inspirational for women. I think that's why women were so excited about it, that it was something they were really clinging to, that spoke to them. And I really think it's just something in in the film that
Yeah.
goes beyond words of what it's bringing to life.
Yeah.
And I think that they addressed some really awesome issues of feminism and everything without it being like an annoying agenda, you know, like without it being like
in your face the whole
Yeah,
time. Like
yeah,
they're
like,
like,
it
check it
wasn't
out,
annoying.
women's rights, you know?
Yeah.
Um,
I think they did like a healthy balance of what it should look like. And
Yeah, I was a little nervous for that because I
yeah.
thought they were gonna friggin' fill up the whole movie with it, you know.
Yeah.
Which at that point they're just trying too hard, you know. It doesn't make it nearly as good overall as a film when they like push all these facts.
Yeah, it's a weird thing where like if you don't balance, it's because you're in like a realm of storytelling. If it becomes more of an ad for something or campaign for something, it like loses its strength.
yeah.
But but when you balance it well, like I think the message of I mean, I'm not a woman, but I felt like super empowered by just
Yeah.
seeing it and having her be the focal point. And I think you're right. I think there was a really strong balance, if I can even say so as a guy, of her expressing like a very strong femininity. And it wasn't like way one way or way another. It's just like she's a human and this is like her experience. And she really carried the character's like complex and she's learning new things, but she's also super strong. And like I love all the scenes of her being like this, like I won't stand for this,
right?
Like seeing the things that's going on with the officials in America and like the war leaders and stuff like that, and her being like the voice of reason and like almost like to the point of being upset because she's like, this isn't justice, like,
right?
how
And
can
to
you
her
do
it
this?
makes no sense. To her, it's like, why is it like this, you know?
Yeah.
And it's funny because some of those things still are relevant today. And,
yeah.
And
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
so weird to see that because you're like, how are we not past some of this, you know?
So why is it that, because I almost feel weird saying, it does feel like the first one where we've had, especially because like since the boom of superhero movies, you know, for a long time you couldn't find a, what's her name? Like a Black Widow action figure. You could find an action figure of every Avenger that had been in a movie. Yeah,
Yeah.
but there'd be like maybe one and you have to hunt it down. It's like all the guys. And now there are some more. You can find Scarlet Witch. You can find like some of the X-Men and stuff like that. But for some reason, this one feels like, oh, finally.
Yeah.
And I don't.
Maybe it could be because of its success.
Yeah.
But I mean, even before they were hyping it up, like the first, maybe since the boom of superhero movies.
Maybe.
that's
Because
it.
like Elektra, I don't remember Elektra having any.
Nothing.
I've never
Yeah.
even seen it.
yeah, exactly. Me neither.
Yeah, there wasn't all kinds of build-up and anticipation for a lot of those
Yeah.
other characters, but for Wonder Woman,
Yeah, because Wonder
was,
Woman's
so-
huge. Like she is a.
Yeah.
You
Maybe
know.
it's because she's always kind of represented that. I mean,
Yeah.
even when she was first created, being the voice that she is for women back then, like talking about during war times and stuff
Right,
like
right.
that, like how much stronger was that kind of message? Even maybe not stronger, but how strong was it even back then for her to have been created and carrying that same message that she does now? It's kind of weird actually how much we need it even now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. Like, why are we not moved past this?
Yeah, I don't
She's
know.
existed for all this time.
Yeah.
Not even just her, just like in general,
Yeah.
people, just like with anything else that we
Yeah.
should friggin' just.
And it is a weird thing, like even with Patty Jenkins wanting to be like, I just want to be known as a director. And it's like, yeah, I mean, of course that should be the case.
Right.
But it still stands out. It's still
yeah,
like,
Always.
because she's still like a minority in that sense.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
There's not too many female directors,
right.
especially doing like big movies. So.
That's so interesting. Have you ever felt impacted one way or the other by like how many women are in a particular field?
You're talking like any
Anything.
occupation or whatever?
Yeah, because one thing like I haven't always put a ton of thought in is like, if, you know, I've grown up as a guy, but if I were a girl, would I not think as much about like, maybe I want to be a director one day, or I want to be in a
Or maybe I
superhero
want to be a
movie, maybe.
mechanic.
Yeah.
Or a CEO.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I mean, there's plenty of positions that are just, I mean,
There are
most
women
that are
yeah.
run by a man,
Yeah.
but and some that are stereotyped as like a man's job,
Mm-hmm.
and then women have to work extra hard to even get into a place like that, or have to fight criticism constantly.
Yeah.
So it is kind of a hard world, the
Yeah.
business world, when it comes to being a woman.
Yeah, because then it's like in reaction to, again, like, do you talk about how it's a female director or not? It's not the norm yet.
Right.
So it
Yeah.
makes you want to talk about
Well,
it.
yeah, I feel like it does need to be talked about now so that we can get to a place where it doesn't need to be talked about.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
It just surprised me that we need to talk about it now.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
There's just,
yeah.
but it's just how it freaking goes, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I'm just glad on so many levels about how successful this movie was. And I'm super stoked to see more of, I don't know if Patty Jenkins will be, I hope we get more solo Wonder Woman movies in the future.
I will watch every one.
Gall is great. And Chris Pine was great in it too.
Yeah.
I loved him as Steve Trevor, and he was very funny. Real quick, I thought Themyscira looked great. It was so pretty. Like all the scenery in general.
Yeah, a lot of the times when they were just on their horses going around, like
Yeah.
I kept thinking, where the heck are they filming this? Like,
right.
what's this beautiful land? Let's go.
There were some like big
Probably Iceland.
Yeah, it's always
probably right.
it's always Iceland or Ireland or like. Oh,
Do you think there were some like big sprawling shots that were just CGI? Like,
I mean, it's very possible.
yeah. I mean, it probably wasn't the whole thing.
I
but-
think definitely certain places,
Yeah.
maybe just the background, like
right.
like they had all the stuff, but just the
Yeah.
background was CGI. But
All the stuff.
all the stuff, all the rocks
Yeah.
and grenades.
It was real pretty though. The whole movie was.
Yes, yeah, and it had a nice balance of colors too. Like it wasn't the
Interesting.
DC dark.
Right.
You know?
I mean, the end you got there, but
Yeah, there was certainly a lot of scenes
London
with it, but
is foggy,
yeah.
that's true.
but that's real life.
But that's
so.
really cool. Actually, I hadn't thought about that. The contrast in a lot of the color palettes, like Themyscira is so bright and
Right.
beautiful, and then you go to the darkness of like war-torn London.
The best example of that is when they're searching for Chris Pine's character when he crashes.
Yes,
and
that's right.
they go through like the big shield.
Yeah.
You can see like the real world and Themyscira, and it's
right.
like, holy crap,
Yeah.
there's such a distinct difference.
Now, okay, real quick, right there. This is early on, so it's not really a spoiler, but some seabound folk.
Yes.
I was gonna say sailors, but they're not on sailboats.
Well, yeah, I guess
I don't know. Some dudes in a boat. Like,
German Navy.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
they stumble upon Themyscira.
Yes.
So are we to believe that like that's never happened before? Because all you have to do
Well,
is go through the.
That's true. I'm surprised how easy it was, because like, do
I
birds
thought
come through?
that
and
it
stuff?
happened because of something which I don't want to give away, I guess, because is that a spoiler? There was a certain event in Themyscira that happened that
Oh.
drew attention from Ares.
Oh, so you
Interesting.
think?
That's what happens in the animated one too. There's
Okay.
like
But just
an
in a
event
different
that
way.
happens,
But that's
yeah.
what, to me, I made that connection watching it. Is
Oh,
like,
okay.
Okay, so you
she
think?
did something cool, and then right after that, direct effect is that they kind of bump
Oh.
I
into-
didn't think of that. That's actually.
It's like
All right.
scene to scene.
You're
yeah.
right. It is. Huh.
So okay, as opposed. Okay, no, that makes sense.
I
That.
want to see it again.
Yeah.
It's so great.
No, that's a good thought.
Closing thoughts on Wonder Woman. I think
Fantastic. I think even if the rest of the DC universe sucks, at least they'll have this glowing light of Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
You know,
I know.
She's carrying it.
she
yeah,
really
yeah,
is.
Yeah, she is. I know. Did you see that picture?
That meme.
Yeah.
Oh no, I didn't. Is she what?
It's what did it say? Like the current DC universe or
Yeah.
something?
Mhm.
And
It's
it's
a comic.
of Wonder Woman carrying Batman and Superman. She's trudging through something.
That's
That's a great
fantastic.
line.
Yeah, it's pretty perfect.
So what's next? Justice League?
Yeah. Justice
'Cause-
League. I mean, that's the only other one I know of.
Well, they're
even
doing
that's
Flash,
like-
Aquaman.
but like when? I don't know anything. about those
I don't know
movies.
either.
We've been seeing the trailers for Justice League forever now, so
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing it
Uh,
weird, and I'm not going to talk about it for long, but like we're used to that Avengers formula where they set up all the characters, they get their
Right.
own movies. But
Mm-hmm.
when we jump into Justice League, Aquaman, Flash, and Cyborg, we're all
You
just
don't
gonna
really know them yet.
right. Like
Right.
if you're not a comic book fan or anything, if you just go see that movie, you're like, who are these guys? Who are these weirdos
Yeah.
dancing around?
which are we gonna get like a smattering of origin stories? Like
Which is probably going to be annoying. Like,
Yeah.
Because it's just being thrown at you real quick.
yeah,
Well, Flash is definitely already established in the world. I don't think we're gonna need an origin for him.
That's true.
Yeah, that's-
Cyborg, I think his origin is totally gonna be in the movie because I don't think he's gonna be Cyborg.
you can actually tell because of the trailer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Aquaman, I assume they're just gonna plop him in there too.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't necessarily have an origin because he was Aquaman to begin with.
Yeah, he's just like the dude who can talk to sharks.
Right,
Which I'm
exactly.
fine with. For
Yeah.
the record. Give me that guy all day long.
Yeah.
I'm cool
He's
with
not
that.
like a god or anything. Like
I think
of the
he's.
sea.
Well, he
Is he a sea
well
god?
Poseidon is the god
That's
of the
what I was kind of thinking about. Is
Especially
he's
'cause
not
we're
like
in the
related
world
to
with,
Poseidon or something.
because Wonder Woman.
I don't know a lot of DC origins. I'm
That's
learning.
weird. He's got the trident too.
Yeah.
I think that's what made me think of it.
Yeah.
I think he is some sort of. Maybe he's.
Sea
The son of Poseidon, maybe
I think he's the son of.
Is it? What's his
a
name?
fisherman.
Yeah, he's the son of a fisherman. He fell into a radioactive vat of ooze,
Oh.
which turned him into a fish.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's like this whole thing with Ursula,
Of
and
course.
then
Right.
she turned him into a
She
man.
gave him the trident
Right,
Yeah.
and then he turned into one
from
of
the
those.
Little Mermaid story.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, and then he was for a while one of those weird little wormy things with the gross beard and
Oh
the
yeah.
jar.
Yeah.
Remember she had those?
Yeah.
He was one of those.
Of course.
And then what's Ariel's dad's name?
Poseidon.
Nope. But he did a thing.
Pretty sure it is
What is
Poseidon.
his name? Is he Poseidon?
I'm pretty
Is
sure.
that just Poseidon?
Or Sebastian.
What a twist! Sebastian's Ariel's dad.
That's the fourth movie.
Is he just Poseidon?
I'm telling
They
you.
don't call him King Trident, do they?
Oh,
Yes, they do.
do.
His
But
name's
that's kind
King
of funny
Trident?
because he holds it.
How ridiculous is that?
That's why I thought it was wrong for a second. I didn't want to say it, but that is what they call him.
King
Why
Trident.
has that
It's
never
just a
struck
made-up-
me
It's
before?
just a made-up thing.
King Trident?
I mean, he's clearly Poseidon, though. He's got the beard, he's got the trident, he's got the crown.
Yeah, but they maybe just couldn't call him that.
Why?
Because
How expensive could Poseidon really be to have an
Did-
emoji?
Triton.
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 That's okay. That
I
makes more
mean,
sense.
it's
It's
still
so
like-
similar.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's why it was in my brain.
King
but
Triton.
Triton. Yes,
I mean,
that's right.
Sounds like Trident to me.
Anyways,
Yeah, so I don't know why Aquaman is Aquaman, but
What's his name? Does he have a name, or is he just Aquaman?
Waterman.
no, I'm sure he's got. No, he's got a name. They say it in the trailer.
Yeah, what's his
I
name?
don't know. I haven't watched it.
I'm going to say it's Steven.
There's
Stephen
so many
Strange.
Steves.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange is on Netflix already.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's
Strange.
that Disney deal.
Strange.
Yeah,
What?
they have the
So
Disney
dope.
deal. Yeah, they have what else? Peach Dragon,
I
Jungle
saw
Book.
that,
Like,
yeah. I didn't watch those yet.
me neither.
I want to because animals.
I mean, that's the
Animals.
reason.
Yeah.
You know
Because
what I mean?
animals.
Yep.
If you could control any type of animals, like you
Yes.
have to pick a region:
Uh-huh.
rainforest, sky, water.
Yeah.
Rainforest is way more specific than just
Wait,
sky or
what?
water.
Yeah.
But just pick one: insects.
If I could control it,
Yeah.
a griffin.
So mythological creatures.
Oh, that's a good one. That's totally the
To
right
broaden it a
answer.
little bit,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mythological.
Or food, maybe.
What's considered animals at that point, though? No, food is not an animal.
How about an icicle?
I
like-
mean, Brett. Some food is.
Oh yeah, many foods.
It all makes sense.
So you can even control like animals prepped for consumption.
Yes.
You're a connoisseur of
Once they're
consumable.
dead.
Yeah. Weird. They're like zombie
Zombies.
foods with no faces. If I got
Oh
attacked
my
by
God.
a chicken patty, I'd be so scared. Can it still make the noises? That's even
Oh
creepier.
gosh.
Ooh.
What if a steak could moo at you?
I wouldn't eat it.
Well, you don't
My
like
mom
steak.
used
Yeah,
to
that's
always
true. I
say
would-
that if it was rare,
Yeah.
she would say it's still
It's
mooing.
mooing at me. Yeah.
That's dark.
It is. Your mom is sick.
Never showing her this
She
video.
doesn't watch. Just kidding. Anyways.
Oh, gosh.
I guess that's it.
That's it.
That's our Wonder Woman discussion. Are you anything else you want to say about Wonder Woman?
Careful over there.
Don't worry about it.
Is it your favorite movie ever? It doesn't have to be just because you love Wonder Woman so much.
Yeah. The way that I kind of base like my favorite movie ever is like
This is good. I like
Do you know what I'm gonna say?
Nah,
Oh. Is like my initial
No, I agree with you. It's pretty good.
It's so good, right?
feelings
Killing it.
and experience that I had when I watched
This
it.
experience is good.
So
It's good learning experience.
Right.
so right now the first Avengers movie is considered my favorite. Even though like there's been movies after that are like that
Even more
really hold up, but like all I can think about is when
Calm
I
down.
watched Avengers, all the feelings that I had when I watched it. It was
'cause we
just
were
so
together.
much.
You and I were together. So
Yeah. It's got a good memory.
there were a lot of feelings.
Hey, I think I was there too.
Anyways,
There were a lot of feelings.
but yeah, there were a lot of feelings, like a lot of things I experienced, like so much awe and excitement and like
That was
what
so
moments
exciting.
of
Oh
that
my God,
movie
I
that were just
can't.
insane. And so that I put as like my favorite for those reasons. But
Yeah.
I mean, there's been so many movies since then that really do hold up too. But
Yeah.
So Avengers is above every movie you've ever seen in your life.
I mean, that's where, just for simplicity's sake, that's
Yeah.
where I've kept it because it's hard
Yeah.
to pick your favorite
It's
movie.
really
It
hard.
really is hard.
It
So I'm
is.
just
It's-
basing it solely off of like my first
Yeah.
experience watching that was just like total awe.
Theater experience is a good way to do it.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had anything that beat Avengers. Like
Really?
just midnight.
What was your? Sorry.
Just
no,
midnight.
Just midnight.
midnight. It was a midnight premiere. We've been waiting
It
years
was.
for this.
We went to Lowe's, right?
Yeah, yeah. I had school the next day. I fell asleep all day dreaming about it.
Yes. Dude, it was so good.
It was I can't even.
What
But-
was? Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say about Wonder Woman.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
thing that like, I don't know, just the anticipation for Wonder Woman, I think, is what made it
Yeah.
so huge. Anyways,
Right.
but just watching the trailers, like I've told Brett this, every time I would watch the trailer, I would almost cry. Like I would have tears in my eyes
Really?
every time I watched the trailer, and I had seen it so many times.
Mm-hmm.
Now I didn't actually cry when I watched the movie, which is kind of funny because I thought I might, but yeah, like the movie just meant so much to me, and I think
Mm-hmm.
for a lot of people it did. So, it's up there on the list for sure because of that, because it holds so much sentimental value
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
for me and for a lot of women, especially. You know, so
Right.
and then the movie did they did really well with it. So I
Yeah.
didn't have any kind of disappointment factor like Wonder Woman. Oh, it kind of sucked. I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't
Right.
experience
Yeah.
that. Thank God. So
Tim, I wanted to ask you, what was your theater experience like with The Dark Knight?
Oh my God, that
It was good.
that is certainly like either number one or number two. My first ever IMAX movie.
That's right.
That's
Okay.
why. So I think that specifically, but I don't know that like almost signified my love for film right there. Seeing
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
like I was still that came out in 2008. I was a teenager at least, but
Yeah.
but so at that point I was trying to, in a sense, figure out what I want to do with my life. Anyways, not that movie. Like I was sitting there like thinking in the theater, oh, what am I gonna do with my life? By
So you think you're gonna be Batman with your life?
Yeah,
yes,
so
it inspired me to be either the Joker or Batman, depending on how I
Right.
want to go.
Depending on how things go. Yeah.
But yeah, just that whole movie, that whole experience. I'm like, I want people to feel the way I felt watching this. You
Yeah.
know, I want to be able to do that either
Yeah.
in any way. You know,
That was one I was thinking of earlier, that I had such a great theater experience because the moment when the truck flips over,
I love this.
I stood up and swore.
You did.
Didn't some guy?
I must have
scream?
been there because I don't remember that.
You were there. You were like laughing at me or something. You were
Really?
like, "Sit down." And I was like,
Really?
Not like
How do I not remember this?
you were like laughing because you were like really into it too.
Mm-hmm.
But I like stood up and I was like, "What?" And then I sat down and like looked at you. You were just
Wasn't
like,
there a
laughing.
guy who also yelled
That's
though?
funny.
He was like, "Whoa!" or
I
said,
think there was a guy that yelled. I don't know. It was pretty intense.
Yeah.
This feels like a long time ago for some reason. I can't
I mean, it was.
remember it.
Wait, 2008?
I think that's when that came out.
That's the year we got married.
Yeah.
Wow, that
So-
must have been
Almost
best year of
10
your
years
life.
ago.
Yeah. What did you say?
Best year of your life.
It wasn't
You
a
got
bad
the
one.
Dark Knight and married.
I got the
Oh.
Dark Knight and Wonder Woman that year.
Ooh.
So yeah, like that was one that always stuck out to me because
Oh,
it was just like such an amazing movie. And,
Yeah.
But I simultaneously felt really sad in that theater because
Yeah, I know because we all knew about.
Heath Ledger,
That's true.
his performance was so good
Mm-hmm.
that also knowing you wouldn't see anymore
Yeah.
and just thinking about how sad it was.
Yeah.
DC's got like a sad history.
It certainly does not have good things.
I mean, I guess it fits the darkness that they're trying
I
to.
guess so.
Yeah.
emulate.
Jeez.
Mm-hmm.
It's creeping me out.
Have you ever had a trailer make you?
Actually, and
Feel
didn't people
super
die watching
emotional.
that movie too?
What happened?
The third one, Dark Knight Rises.
The,
Oh,
the
that's
theater
right.
that
invasion.
freaking guy. Yeah.
Oh, weird.
Wow. I don't like DC movies.
we're
Wait a
we're
minute.
discovering a trend. Okay.
Yeah.
Weird.
At least Batman.
Yeah.
But yeah, have you ever had a trailer that made you feel like emotional? Whether it be movie, video game, comic trailer. Do they have comic trailers?
They do now, actually.
That's ridiculous.
I don't think I've ever. I probably have.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably just excitement. I think I was. I don't know. I can't think of any.
I can think of one. That's why. Well, because she was talking about Wonder Woman when they showed the Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer.
Oh.
I was on the floor.
Yeah.
I was like, "This is the best day of my life."
Yeah.
I got super goosebumps. I didn't cry.
Super
but
Goose.
Super goose.
Super Goose.
Super goose.
Actually, when I saw the elongated trailer for The Last Guardian.
Oh yeah, that must have been awesome.
Yeah, because it showed like Ico and Shadow of the Colossus and stuff. That was pretty big.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Shadow of the Colossus. All right, I guess that's it.
That's it. Wonder Woman.
I would really like to do. I know we haven't started doing them yet, and I keep mentioning it, but I'd really like to do like a long form
Spoiler
cast about individual movies, and maybe when Wonder Woman comes out
on VHS.
Yes.
Okay.
We can all get it.
So 20 years ago.
Yes.
When it comes out.
When it comes out 20
We're
years
gonna
ago.
go back to VHS. I hope you guys know.
That would
10
be
years down the line,
just-
they're gonna be like, "That was the
that would just be
perfect format."
terrible. And then we can all reunite and discuss it.
10 years from now, when the VHS comes out.
Yes.
Okay.
No, it'll be good because the DVD.
I agree.
It'll be good because the DVD will be out and the Blu-ray and stuff, and people will be rewatching it,
Mm-hmm.
and they'll be like, "I wonder what the
Let's,
keep-up thinks."
Mystery Science Theater 3000 it.
I don't want to make fun of it.
Well, we'll sit there silently.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's like the worst episode of
They
Mystery
can
Science
just
Theater.
watch us watching it.
Yes.
That's just the-
Oh. Should it be a
just
front
the-
angle of our faces so they don't see the movie? It's just us,
Right.
like
Yeah, we don't have the
watching it?
rights
Just
to
our
the movie.
reaction.
Just
so-
Yeah.
Oh.
No, Brett would be sleeping.
That's true.
Only a little
Every
bit.
film you've ever seen, you fall asleep at.
No.
I think I had to nudge you during this one.
You
As good as
did.
it was,
I
I was
know.
like, Brett.
You did.
It's the only time he gets peace when he watches a movie.
Great,
Yeah, what a-
thanks. What does that say about me?
It's okay, Brett. Your secret's still safe.
No,
It's
wasn't-
on the air.
It wasn't,
It's
no, it
live.
wasn't. It's not a lot of peace during like giant cinematic action scenes. I don't know.
It's
it was a little
comfortable.
bit later. We saw a pretty late showing.
What's late for you, Brett?
It was 9:40.
I didn't fall asleep. I didn't fall asleep at 9:40.
Right, that's
Brett,
true.
how's it feel to
might
be
have been
60?
Probably around
10:40.
11 something.
Yeah.
Listen. You hear that?
I know.
I don't know. I know it's terrible. It's
okay.
I get comfortable in movie theaters.
No,
so
it's
that-
fine.
So. All right, are you going to hang out with us for more of the podcast, or are you got to go tend to the children?
Probably don't want to listen to me talk about a million video games.
Probably not.
She won't be
Really?
excited about any of them.
That's fair.
Well, maybe
Yeah, I
one.
won't know what's happening.
Yeah, I might not. I have no idea what
But
Tim's
do you
about
need me to
talk
stay to help with spiders? I could be on Spider Watch.
That is very helpful.
about. You can just stand in the corner and
Over there!
See a spider on the table, she dives on.
she won't kill them. She'll just tell us where they are. What do you want us to do about it? What do you want me to do about it? I'll just feel like this back and forth thing. Yeah, you should stay for that. Did we tell you what we've had at our house?
No?
Tell Tim what we've had at our house.
A tarantula?
Centipedes.
Oh!
Yeah,
Centipedes are
We've had-
creepy.
I've seen
Ooh,
3
no,
so
no.
far, but 2 were really, really big. And they
Oh.
both came out of the same area when we were watching TV
Yeah.
to say hello.
They came out of the TV?
Yeah. They came out of the TV like the ring. And then
They
No.
came out from under it,
the same spot.
so kind of similar.
Yeah.
And they're
actually.
big and like and we were
Centipedes are
watching
creepy.
And
the
really
first one
squishy.
we were watching no, they're crunchy.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, Rachel squished them both. But we were watching Stranger Things.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden this giant shadowy creature comes out of nowhere.
Oh.
Yeah, and we were watching Stranger Things.
Right,
Yeah.
so...
That
I-
bears repeating.
And I looked at it,
Oh
and
my-
right when I looked at it, Rachel goes, "What is that?" I hadn't even it hadn't registered yet.
Yeah, yeah.
with this giant thing, and then she turned on the light, and she's like, "Ah, it's a centipede!" And I was like, "Oh God!" And then she crushed it, and it was like, Then
That's
another one
freaky.
came out.
What's the name of the...
Centipede? We didn't name him.
No.
What?
When we squished Dave? You don't remember that? I was just trying to think of the monster that they call him a certain name in the Stranger Things.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't I call a centipede that?
You did. Like a demigorgon,
Yeah.
right? A demogorgon.
Yeah.
That's what you
Because
Demigorgon.
we were watching that, and we were like, oh,
Yeah.
that's the
the
Demogorgon.
demogorgon. And then I forgot what we were watching the next time it came out, but it was like the exact same. It was like a glitch in the Matrix.
So, is there like a centipede hub behind that? where they all
I don't
hang
know.
out?
I looked up information about centipedes, and they don't typically have like a ton of them.
Yeah.
So it's not like mice where there's like a million.
These things were brutal though.
Ugh.
It was big.
I saw slugs the other day.
Really?
Yeah.
That's not scary.
Did you
No,
put
I know, but
salt
they're
on it?
weird. I didn't.
That'd be mean.
No, I threw it in the trash, actually.
Well, it's not mean because
That's
you're
even
saving
worse.
the
Well, it's
plants.
connected to a bunch of plants, and I had to throw out the plants.
Oh.
Yeah, it kills the plants.
Yeah.
Slugs-
Freaking
slugs are jerks.
I know.
They are.
Yeah.
Oh, I could have had freaking escargot
Jerk slugs.
Could have.
next time.
Stupid jerk slugs.
Yeah. Tunnel snakes.
What?
Nothing.
I don't know. You just keep saying I don't know what it
Did you
means.
see that video of the lady in North Carolina who had a snake in her living room when she came home,
Nope.
and she had to put it outside?
She didn't call anybody. She's like, shoo.
And she had to
She trapped
put
it
it
in a
outside.
pillowcase. The whole video
What?
is her catching it in a pillowcase and bringing it outside. I was like, no freaking way. I
I'm
would
scared of
never.
that.
She has nothing
I would
else to
never.
like.
She's probably used to it or something, but
Ugh.
yeah,
That's something I don't ever want to
Terrible.
get used to.
it was a pretty good sized snake. It wasn't just like a little like garden type thing.
It was a tunnel snake, huh?
I don't understand this.
Some people will get it.
All right.
Some of those people,
Yeah, those people right over there.
Those people should all go see Wonder Woman
yeah.
if they haven't.
It's a wonder they haven't seen it. If I can make myself laugh, it's good enough.
I wish I could make a cricket noise.
I just said chirp chirp.
yeah,
I don't know.
That's fine. Chirp chirp's pretty good. Chirp chirp.
Whatever.
Rachel, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
How was your time here on the Keep Up?
It felt like old times.
I mean, if there's a time to feel, it's got to be old.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Never mind.
What? No, what? You go. You go.
You're
You
the
say
guest.
thing. You're the guest.
I was just thinking about all the times that I was technically here,
Yes.
She's actually been on every podcast.
laughing over there.
That's true. That's right.
Yep.
Like the epic sneeze.
Oh my god, that was great.
That's my favorite. Oh, I wish I knew what episode it was.
I got no idea.
Because I don't think we ever actually say what happened.
I know, and I was like, no one's gonna know why you guys are freaking out laughing.
It was
You can-
before
Other than-
Caligregorf, right?
Oh, yeah.
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 Well, no, you were talking about that, and
Oh.
that's what. Oh, the
No,
sneeze.
the
Oh, never mind. I'm
sneeze.
Right,
thinking of
right,
the
right.
time where I was laughing in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Never
yeah.
mind.
No, there was a time.
Yeah, the sneeze was before that. Yeah.
There, I'll have to find out what episode, but there's one episode where you just in the distance here. And then we started dying. It's because Rachel was in the corner of the room and sneezed so loudly. It was so well, not in the corner of the room. That sounds weird. She was on the other side of the room,
Sitting there rocking.
just curled up in the corner waiting to sneeze. This is my time. The world will know me.
I'm famous.
Oh, that's great.
Mhm.
All right, I guess we'll let you go now.
Okay.
Bye.
Is that how you leave these things?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
We're gonna go into video games now.
Yes.
All right, you can leave for that,
Yeah.
I guess.
The hot seat's open. Whoever wants to come join the seat.
I'm
do it
switching
now.
mics. This is
Yeah.
this is an intermission, so I'm gonna take my mic back.
Wow, wow, wow.
You don't have to make sounds.
That's the intermission music.
Okay.
Video games.
All right, welcome to games.
Oh man, this is gonna be a thing,
This-
isn't it?
I love it. E3 is going on right now as
Yeah.
we speak.
Right.
So they had a conference Sunday.
Okay.
Oh no, Saturday,
Okay.
Sunday,
Okay.
Monday, which is today,
hmm
and then tomorrow, Tuesday.
Yeah.
So right now, at this very moment, I thought it was the PlayStation conference, but it's the Ubisoft conference. going on right now.
okay.
And then PlayStation's on at 9.
Yeah.
So I'll catch that baby.
All right.
I'm so excited. Anyways, so I'm just going to just pretty much read off any exciting games that were announced, and
All right.
a lot of them, you might not know about, but there is a good, probably more sequels than anything else.
Really?
So it's stuff to get hyped for.
Yeah.
So I'll start with the EA conference, which was on Saturday.
Yeah.
Sucked.
Really?
Well, I don't like the EA conference because all they do is talk about sports games,
Yeah.
which is not me. It's not what I like to play.
Well, and it seems funny because it's like everybody knows there's gonna be another one.
Yeah, there's no reason to hype up FIFA, Madden, NBA, like all the sports games. Everyone's like, there's gonna be another one.
Yeah, they make one every year.
Right. So why have the conference? But I mean, I get it for some people. They get excited about it because they're like, "Ooh, look, Madden's gonna have a campaign now." and all
Yeah,
this
granted,
stuff,
I
but-
haven't seen it, so I'm sure they introduce like new modes and stuff that are exciting to people. But it's like literally they put one out every year.
Right. So there's no reason to hype it up because it'll do the same no matter what.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, it was a lot of sports. But the two big things that came out of it.
Yep.
Well, three. I only wrote down two, but I just remember the third one. There is a new co-op Prison Break type game coming out.
Interesting.
It's called A Way Out.
Okay.
And the main thing about it is the whole game can only be played in co-op.
Oh.
So the screen you see is a split screen. So even if you're playing single player, the other screen will be someone else.
Okay.
But so you're two guys trying to escape from a prison, and how it's split in half, you each have your own objectives and your own missions to do and stuff.
Oh.
Which objectives and missions are the same thing. I don't know why. Whatever. But it looks really cool. It's from the guy who made Brothers.
Okay.
That was that Xbox game where you controlled each brother with a joystick.
Oh, I never played that.
Oh, okay. So it was just like a very highly praised puzzle game that was on Xbox.
Okay.
So it's his next game. But it looks excellent for Let's Plays. That's why I bring it up.
all
'Cause
right.
you and I could totally play it and it'd be incredible.
So it's like you can play it locally? Like
yeah, it's couch co-op.
That's cool.
Or online, but it has to, no matter what, be played in co-op.
They don't make a lot of games that you can play like local
Couch
co-op
yeah,
anymore.
and that's kind of a good theme with E3 so far. Is there are a good chunk of games that have couch co-op.
Okay.
So
trying to bring that back.
Yeah,
a little.
exactly. It's always nice.
Yeah, that's
So
good.
that looks cool. Expect a Let's Play when that game comes out because it looks really cool. And the other game, it's a new BioWare game, which they did Dragon Age, Mass Effect.
Okay.
Their Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. And so it's a new one. It's called Anthem.
Okay.
And it is a multiplayer, futuristic shooter, basically.
Cool.
Kind of like Destiny. But go check out the trailer for that. I thought it was just worth bringing up because it looks very interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm choking up here.
What's going on?
I don't know.
Getting all worked up about E3?
E3 gets me so excited. And then the only other thing that was really worth pointing out was new Star Wars Battlefront 2 gameplay.
Okay.
Looks amazing.
Yeah?
Like, graphically awesome. They're mixing all three universes together, or all like the prequels, the modern, and then the classic. All three movie trilogies.
Okay.
So you see Darth Maul fighting Rey, you see Yoda fighting Boba
Really?
Fett, like all these characters fighting in one
That's pretty cool.
battle royale. It looks amazing.
Yeah.
So that was basically it from EA. Not too much else. I mean, they had a new Need for Speed.
Okay.
Meh, looks all right. In sports, so
In sports.
it's sports.
So wait, was a Star Wars game a fighting game?
No, it's a shooter, first-person shooter or
Oh.
third-person, depending on how you want to
Okay.
play. Just like the older Battlefronts. You ever play those?
Oh, it's a Battlefront.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I gotcha.
Then the Xbox conference came around.
Yeah.
Have you heard anything about it?
I have not heard anything.
Okay.
Like, I've kind of avoided it.
Pretty solid,
Yeah?
I would say.
All right,
So right off
let's
the
do it.
bat, they started with the new Xbox coming out. Xbox One X. This is Project Scorpio. This is what it is.
Okay.
So it is basically like a high-end computer, like a $600, $700, $800 computer for consoles, basically.
Okay.
So basically it can run 4K 60 frames any game you put in, which a lot of games can do it. Well, current systems, the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One S can do 4K,
Okay.
but this one can do 4K 60 frames and a bunch of other technical jargon that I'm not going to get
Yeah,
into. But
sure.
basically it is
Dongle.
yeah, exactly. Dongle. Basically it is the higher end or the highest end console you can get right now that isn't a
course.
PC.
Yeah.
So they're releasing that November 7th, I believe.
Okay.
$500.
Really?
Not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad. A lot of people are having trouble justifying it because it's still part of the same generation. It's not a new console other than you're just upgrading like graphic capabilities and stuff.
I heard something about how like they're not putting out any more consoles after this or something.
That's their plan. Their plan is to just keep working on the Xbox One formula, and they're like, we're done with generations. So if that's the case, to spend $500 to have a console for however long,
Yeah.
for 10, 20 years,
right.
and just upgrading it over time,
Could be worth it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm super excited. I need a 4K TV, otherwise
Right,
no point
right.
to having it. But
Yeah.
But yeah, it's supposed to like have quicker load times, supposed to have more memory, like just so
That's
many.
pretty sweet.
So it looks cool. I'm excited.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I said, November 7th.
November.
Yes, and then they started jumping into games. So a new Metro Exodus.
Oh.
You ever play the other two Metro
No,
games?
I didn't.
Totally worth a play.
Really?
Wicked, atmospherically good. Like it's based in a post-apocalyptic Russia.
Okay.
And you're basically living in the metro and the underground, and you have to go and basically survive. Is the idea behind it? It's
Cool.
got a campaign and all that stuff. So, new gameplay for the third one looks awesome. Next up, Assassin's Creed Origins.
Oh, Origins.
Newest Assassin's Creed. So, they've been taking 2 years off. Or they've taken 2 years off to do this one because they used to do them every year. But after Syndicate, they're like, these are starting to suck. Let's start fresh. Looks amazing. Like,
Really?
Totally looks like it reinvented the series, you know?
Awesome.
Looks like Witcher gameplay.
Oh.
So it's like a lot of dodging and like using a bow, like running far away and using different things to fight instead of going up and slashing.
Interesting.
You know? It's based in Egypt, which is really cool.
Yeah.
It also looks kind of like mystical, like you see a giant snake, like a gigantic snake, and he starts fighting it, and so it looks like they're starting to dab a little bit into the supernatural.
A little bit of supernatural kind of stuff.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
Cool.
So that looked awesome. Next up, Battlegrounds. You ever hear about that game?
Nah.
Popular PC game, which is it's in a Hunger Games type of or Hunger Games type of game where it's like 100 people go in and you have to survive as long as you can.
That sounds cool.
Super popular right now. That's why I'm bringing it up because everyone wants it. So it's coming to Xbox exclusively until next year, and then it'll be on PlayStation 4.
So this is the first time on console?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and the game's really cool. I've played it a little.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's more of a fad. Like I feel like
really?
Yeah, like people by the time it comes out on PlayStation, it's probably not going to be as popular.
Yeah.
That's what I think anyways. I could be way off. Next up is a State of Decay 2. You ever play the first State of Decay?
No.
I don't even know why I'm talking to you about this. I'm just so excited for all these games. But really, there's a bunch of like indie games coming out. Oh, new Dragon Ball Z game.
Really?
Yeah, so it's a 2D fighter. It's going back in Marvel vs. Capcom style. 3-on-3.
No way.
Absolutely. It looks so cool.
Who's producing it?
Some Japanese company.
Yeah.
It's always Bandai who like handles all the Dragon Ball Z stuff, but
it's not like Capcom presents Dragon Ball Z.
Right. That would be incredible. It's they do that the Blue fighting game. Blaze Blue.
Oh.
They do that.
Yeah.
So clearly they have a history in fighting games.
Yeah, I mean,
Those are very popular, so
that's exciting.
Yeah, I can't wait because we haven't had a 2D Dragon Ball Z fighter in a very long time. Like maybe, well, I guess GameCube. We had the Budokai series.
Yeah. I mean, that was a while ago.
Yeah, that was a real long time ago. Let's see, Crackdown 3. They had gameplay for that.
Oh, no
finally.
way!
Yeah.
Wow.
Terry Crews is like the big front man for
What?
it. You know, so, but it looks just as good as the other two Crackdowns. You
That's
know,
amazing.
gameplay. Oh, this one you'll really like.
I don't even care. I don't even like it.
Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
Oh. No way.
Ori and the Blind Forest sequel. That's all I had to say.
I'm trying to play that.
Yeah, looks gorgeous. It's really just a cinematic trailer of them going through like all these new lands and new characters. It's like floating all around. Man. So that was pretty exciting.
That's very exciting.
That came out of nowhere. I was like, what's they doing here?
Yeah, right.
So that's cool. And then near the end, they announced original Xbox backwards compatibility. So basically same idea as 360 backwards compatibility. Take your original Xbox disc, put it in, play the game.
What?
I have no idea. Absolutely no idea. They haven't launched it yet. It's going to launch later this year.
So it's just going to be an update, and then it'll be able to do
it'll
that?
be a free update, and all you got to do is slap in a disc. Which, how could they do that on that console? Like,
I don't understand that.
It must.
It's got to just be. It's got to have the capability.
Yeah, but how can it read the disc? Because back then they didn't plan for the disc to be read in the future per se.
Right? Yeah, I don't know.
Unless they did it like that. But how 360 works is they scan the disc, they get like the information. There's a certain thing on it.
Right.
That's like, oh, this is this game. and then you download the game from the store.
Dude, I don't understand technology.
I have no idea, but super exciting. The only game they announced for it so far is Crimson Skies.
Okay.
That was that sweet like plane fighter.
Yeah,
game.
that's right.
That one's really good. So that's all they've announced so far, but pretty exciting.
Wow.
And they're bringing back the original Xbox controller to plug into your.
What?
It's
gonna feel so thick.
It is. It's the same thing. It's the Duke, is what they call it, and that's the big thick monster.
Weird. So like even now we're in like retro next gen.
Yeah, like they
territory.
I feel like they've already hit the best point of gaming, and now all we're trying to do is capture that best point again. Like, no matter how far we go in the future, people always talk about the past. It's like,
so
remember how
weird.
good that game
Yeah,
was?
right. That's it.
I don't know.
Crazy.
It's just ridiculous. But yeah, and they talked about a bunch of cool indies coming out. One that looks really cool that I think everyone should look up is The Last Night.
Okay.
So the whole environment, the whole world is 3D, but the characters are pixelated sprites.
Ooh.
So like the trailer that they showed, at first you're like, what is this, Blade Runner? Because it's like it's based in like a neon future, you know?
Interesting.
And then they start showing you the characters, and they're all like low resolution, like poly friggin' terrible looking characters, basically. I don't think any of those. Wait, did you spell it night like K?
Yeah.
But it's night like nighttime.
Tim, why don't you tell me?
Sorry, I should have pronounced the N.
All I'm seeing is Transformer stuff.
Yeah, because that's The Last Night.
I'm gonna find it.
Yeah, now I'm going to let you find it. Do they have it yet? That's the picture for it, that's for sure.
Oh.
But anyways, that was the one that looked most interesting, at least to me, out of all of them. Yeah.
Oh yeah, weird.
Yeah, because the game's like fully 3D, and then you see the sprites, and you're like, oh, that's super weird. But it gives it such a distinct art style, you know? It's very, It was very easy for me to point that out over anything else.
It looks cool.
Yeah. So that was pretty much it from the Xbox conference.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing like no drop the mic moments, you know? Like last year. So overall, I thought it was pretty good. I was excited to see all the games coming out. They were more like games that I knew were coming out, so it wasn't as surprising.
Sure, yeah.
Life is Strange Season 2 was also announced.
Oh, I need to finish Season 1.
Oh my God, it looks so good.
Yeah.
Don't watch the trailer if you haven't beaten the game.
Yeah. Okay.
Just because, from what I know, I mean, seeing it from not knowing, or from knowing what's going to happen, I don't know. I just avoid it until you beat it.
I'm going to avoid it. I'm not going to watch it.
Yeah. And then there's the Bethesda conference. Terrible. They did an awful job.
Why?
Because it was just a video, just a one very long video. And they really showed off just boring stuff, I guess. Elder Scrolls Online, there's a new update that's already out.
Morrowind?
Yeah. And they were showing that off. There's a new Skyrim coming to Switch, which everyone knew. Well, I mean,
sounds pretty weak.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. They showed off Doom VR and Fallout 4 VR, both games that have already been out. So once again, not very exciting. I mean, it's cool. They look cool, but it's just those games in VR. Which I don't know. It's not super exciting to me because I've already played the games.
I feel like Doom would be pretty sweet though.
Doom looks pretty cool, but the issue with VR right now is people don't know how to move yet. So the only way to move is to aim and launch yourself in that direction, you know? Pick. So Doom, being the fast-paced, like running around shooting guys, you have to sit there, aim, and then turn around and shoot. Like it just doesn't seem like it makes sense.
No, yeah, you're right.
So they had that. They showed there's a new Elder Scrolls card game that came out last year. New expansion coming out for that. They did show 2 new games that are very exciting though. Evil Within Part 2.
Ooh,
that was really cool. Really, really cool. Did you beat it yet?
Not yet.
Okay, so trailer doesn't spoil anything.
I'm more than halfway done.
Yes.
I just need to. I haven't lately. I keep thinking about it, going throughout my day. Like I'm gonna play it tonight, but then like I'll go home and watch The Flash. Or something.
Then you're like, next time. Yeah, I'm the same way, except opposite. I'm like, I could either watch the show or play the game.
Yeah.
So that's cool. That was exciting. I thought it was coming out, but there was no signs of it ever coming out.
Yeah, so to see like a full-fledged trailer and stuff, yeah.
So that was cool. And it comes out, which I didn't even know this was happening this year, October 13th.
Oh.
Which is Friday.
Is that a Friday?
Yeah.
Oh,
so Friday the 13th in October, which is, I don't even want to buy the game. It's going to be cursed. There was that, and then a new Wolfenstein.
Oh, nice.
Wolfenstein 2, New Colossus.
Whole new game?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, this is based off the reboot of Wolfenstein they did a few years ago.
Yeah.
But that game was amazing. That was my favorite game that year that came out. You know,
Sweet.
I love that game so much. So that was very exciting. But the rest of the conference, blah.
Yeah, no big deal.
But anyways, E3 so far is all right.
Yeah.
I'm wicked excited for the Sony conference
Yeah.
tonight. Because I mean, last year they killed it with Crash Bandicoot, God of War, Spider-Man. This year they're showing Spider-Man footage gameplay. So I can't wait.
It's so weird that like last year they just announced it. It's been a year.
Yeah.
And now we're just gonna talk about it more.
Right. I see. That's such an issue with E3 because they do. I always say do every friggin' podcast. They do that where they just rehash like, remember this game's coming out.
Right.
Remember this one.
Yeah.
We made a little progress on it. So, but then other times they're like, oh yeah, this game's coming out next month. You know, just
yeah.
But sometimes they show it way too early, and then they keep showing it every
Which
year. So.
It
Get the
keeps
hype.
people interested.
Yeah.
Yeah, the hype and and then it comes out and it's like I've been waiting for this movie for 3 years.
Right.
Or for this game.
Same thing, really.
Yeah, they do the thing with movies too.
I mean, do they have like they don't really have a big movie convention? Well, Comic-Con.
No, I just mean you see trailers. and-
Right.
Shut up.
Anyways, I just talked for like 50 minutes.
Dude, you're excited.
E3's the best time of the year.
So tonight's the Sony one
And Ubisoft's going on right
and
now.
Ubisoft.
And tomorrow's Nintendo.
Right. See, I thought Nintendo was happening first for some reason.
I don't know.
But clearly I was wrong.
Yep. So next week you guys will get the rest of it. Hear me talk for another 30 minutes.
I'm gonna try to play some games this week.
You should.
I know I should. I'm like, what? New games are coming out. I should beat the ones that came out 5 years ago.
Hey, I'm working on one that came out in 2001 right now.
Yeah.
Paper Mario. Mario.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a classic.
Oh, speaking of, I had the weirdest glitch happen to me
What?
ever. So I
In
was
Paper
playing-
Mario?
No, in Prey. I started playing
Oh,
Prey.
okay.
Geez, how do I start that? So, you start the game and you wake up in like this apartment, and
Okay.
So this is how it was when I started. You wake up and there's an alarm going off. There's no sound with it, so he just like shuts it off and goes. I'm like, oh, that's kind of weird. So nothing's going on. You look around the apartment to try to get your bearings.
Okay.
So I go and check the computer. There's a computer over there, and it shows. It's like, oh, this is your apartment. You know, your brother wants you to go do this. So I'm like, okay, I guess I'll go do that. So there's a suit on the wall. So I pick up the suit, put it on, and I start walking. And I notice it's quiet, like awkwardly quiet while I'm playing. And I'm like, okay, maybe they're trying to set up suspense or something. So I go through the rest of the game about an hour and a half into it. And I noticed there's zero dialogue throughout the whole game. There's a few characters I've met, but they've all just been silently, like, just doing things. Like, there's this one guy who I thought was checking me for weapons. Like, he gets real close to you, and he starts, like, putting his hands on you. And I'm like, who's this guy? But he just sits there, stares at you, and then steps back. So I'm like, okay. And there's another part where you're being, like, tested on. You're like, there's a lab experiment.
Okay.
And there's these 3 people in lab coats and a big window, and you're in the lab testing area. And so they all sit there quietly for like 3 minutes. And I'm like, okay, this is kind of creepy. Why are they not saying anything? And then you hear a big, and there's a button. So you press the button and do whatever test came up. So 3 tests, and then things go real bad real fast. But anyway, so I'm an hour and a half in, and there's this huge reveal, big cutscene. But nobody's talking. There's like these people, and they're all just sitting there, like, sitting still with their mouths closed, just like doing this, like moving their arms. And I'm like, something is really wrong here. This is weird. So I go online and look up a video of just the first,
Just what you had seen?
Yeah, just the first even minute. There's like dialogue
Throughout the whole thing?
So I got a completely different feeling for the game.
That's so weird.
Oh, I'm choking up again. I should have water. I didn't have water. That's why I'm dying. Anyways,
it's hot, man.
It is hot. So yeah, I played this whole game for an hour and a half. No dialogue.
So I can't even believe you like knew what you were doing.
That's the thing. It was such a different game from that point.
Yeah.
I'm like this, because then you kind of just get thrown onto this like futuristic spaceship, and you start fighting aliens, and you start doing all this stuff.
What?
And I'm like, in a sense, I did get the story, because there are collectibles that you can read.
Okay.
So that's where I thought you got the story, like a BioShock type feel, where
Yeah,
like,
right.
there's not much
All the
talking.
recordings and
yeah,
stuff,
you
yeah.
just. But even the recordings wouldn't play. I picked up recordings and it was just like, bzz, and it made a noise, and I'm like, that was a recording. That was stupid. And I picked up later ones and they all went, bzz, bzz, so I'm like, okay.
So did you have any sound or just like minimal?
There was sound at certain points. But then certain points there weren't. Like
that is super weird.
But there was always like a background music. There was always that like.
Okay.
So if you imagine it with a bunch of tracks, there was the bottom track was there, but the dialogue track was taken out.
So have you gone back and played it since?
I just watched a YouTube video of all the story.
Everything you.
Yeah, up to that point. But I still had to figure out my game. Like it was still glitched. So I had to delete it, reinstall it, and then start again, and it fixed it. It was just, it must have like messed up while it was
So did
downloading
it keep your save?
Yes.
Well, that's good.
You're right. I was so nervous I had to restart. Cause
Yeah.
it was an hour and a half into
Right.
it. But it was just
so weird.
totally a completely different game. Like
Yeah.
it was, because when you're being experimented on, they're like, okay, here's what you need to do. And they're talking to you. They're friendly. There's like, they start whispering suspicious things, so you kind of get that uneasy feeling. But I got it immediately.
You just got
because they weren't saying anything, and that guy was frisking you. That was your brother, and he was fixing your suit because it was messed up.
I thought he was like checking you for
Yeah,
weapons.
because he's like this older, angry-looking guy, and then when he talks to you, like he gets his facial expression. So he started like smiling, and he's like, "Good luck in there" and stuff. And I was like, "Holy crap, this game's so different!"
That is hilarious.
It was the weirdest glitch, and I probably would have played the whole game if I didn't have that like weird cutscene where nobody was moving; they were just moving their arms, and then there was a big story reveal there, and I was like, "Oh!" But when they were silent, I was like, "Okay, that didn't help at all."
The magic of sound.
I don't know the story at all.
Yeah, right.
But anyways, it was really funny.
Have you played more since? Or
Yeah, just a little bit, not too much. But
Yeah.
yeah, there's somebody who's calling you the whole time throughout the game too. Didn't hear him once.
Nothing.
And then I heard his voice, and I was like, "Who's this guy?" It was like phone call.
Dude, it would have been such a weird sensation if you just went through the whole game.
I know,
like that.
and like, I would have got the only story I would have got was from the collectibles, the things to read.
Yeah.
Because if I didn't read that computer, I would have been like, okay, I just grab the suit and leave. Like I didn't know I was in my apartment. I didn't know what I was doing.
Right.
But luckily I had those, so I was like, okay, I guess I just get the story from this. But when you start, someone gives you a phone call and they're like, hey, can you come here and do some experiments? And they tell you what to do, and I'm like, freaking game.
That's so funny.
It was two completely different experiences.
Yeah. What an interesting experience.
I kind of want to play it that way with no commentary, because it's like you're just sitting there in space fighting aliens.
That would be interesting. It's like we were talking about playing the horror games.
Right, it made me think of that. I was like, this
Yeah.
is exactly
totally
that.
different.
Mhm.
That's so funny.
Okay, I talk forever and I'm choking, so
Yeah, why are you choking?
I just
Yeah, I have nothing in games.
yeah.
I spent
Okay.
this week thinking about Wonder Woman.
I mean, that's the only way to spend the week.
Yeah.
So, are we done?
I don't know.
Oh, we got to go live.
What do you got for live?
Nothing.
Me neither. I was actually thinking about that earlier because I was like, shoot, I don't have anything.
For live.
Yeah. I mean, we did go pretty long with Wonder Woman.
We did.
Should we call it short this week?
Good.
I mean, it's not really short, but
Right.
I got nothing for live.
I know. We got to plan for live.
I know. I was trying to. I had a lot on my brain today
okay.
with all the mics, and we brought different equipment, and
It's okay. You don't have to have excuses.
I'm not. I'm just talking it out.
It's fine.
All right. We'll skip live this week.
Okay.
Yeah, so next week, we've got kind of a plan for next week.
Yeah.
Unsigned,
Mm-hmm.
more E3.
Yep.
You're probably going to have technology.
Always.
I
Because I forgot it again this week.
know. I noticed that.
So bad.
All right. Well, I guess we'll see you guys next week.
All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. And from now on, videos will be coming out. I hope to do. I already posted the first one, but it was Vodcast 33,
Ooh.
which is far back.
How can you have that much stuff?
It's madness.
Oh, but it jumps at some point.
yes, it'll jump to. So it's Vodcast 30. I think it's 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, and then we jump to podcast 50.
Okay.
So it'll be Vodcast 50.
Yeah.
It'll be such a stupid jump.
That's so funny.
So yeah, it'll be funny. But my hope is to have 2 out a week until I catch up to you.
Cool.
Depending on how fast I get them all done. If I can get them all done like all at once, then maybe I'll do like 3 a week or
So
whatever.
it'll clear up so much space for
I
you.
can't wait. Yesterday, or 2 days ago, I filled up my computer completely. I had to delete like older clips that I was saving just for like whatever.
Yeah.
Even with the hard drive. Because,
Really?
Yeah, because I couldn't find a way to, because I was uploading it all to iMovie, and I couldn't find a way to change the path that they were uploading to. So I couldn't change it to iMovie.
Yeah.
So I had to
I
get
know
rid
what
of
you mean.
things on my computer, but it's fine. I have all the room now, and yeah, that's it.
Cool.
So
So videos coming out.
yes, enjoy watching us.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you know what wasn't at E3?
What?
Sonic and his music. Da, 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 da. I almost forgot, but I didn't. Okay, here's a thought. What if you're from now, but now isn't yet? Can you think of a time when light shines and you're like, oh, this is now, but it hasn't happened yet? And you like look at a light and you're like, whoa, but it's not light because light travels so fast. And if light travels so fast, can it happen now or can it not happen?